Hello everyone, this is Shilpa B from CMR University from the Department of Computer Science Data Science. So we are discussing about basic C programming, which is a part of our curriculum. Our close course coordinator is Dr. Nagraj Choli, and we will go through these contents, which is followed from what is C programming to the history comparison, and followed by many other contents, and we'll end with the important and conclusion. And first is what is C programming? Important first and basic programming language, which is very useful for many applications. C is a general purpose procedural programming language developed in early 1970s by Dennis Ritchie at Bell Labs. It is known for its efficiency, speed, low-level memory access, making it an ideal for system programming like developing operating systems and embedded systems. These two are mainly used for useful in electronics and communication field. You can ask ECE students; they will be knowing about embedded systems and operating systems. They will be using C programming for all those applications. C is a mother of all programming languages because any other all memory sorry other programming language are evolved from C language. C is the first and basic language. From C, all other languages are evolved. Um, and we have other modern languages, C++, Java, and Python and all. But C is the basic, and it is called as mother of all programming languages. Next, we will go through the history. In 1960s, first we haven't developed C at a first go. We developed basic combined programming language, and in 1967 to 70s, Cal Thompson developed B language based on BCPL, which is Basic Combined Programming Language, in 1972, where Dennis Ritchie created C by improving B. So, C language is the advanced version of B language. That's it. It's to the commonly C language is developed to develop Unix or operating systems. In 1778, the first edition of C programming language book was published, where everyone can go through it and refer and learn C programming language. In 1989, ANSI Standard C, known as ANSC C or followed by the year name C89. In future years, we got other standards of C languages in 1999, C 1919, in 2011, C11, 2018, C18 added modern features to the C programming language, which was firstly developed in 1972 by Dennis Ritchie, um, which is an improved version of C, and Bell Labs to develop Unix operating systems. Um, Here we will compare C with other programming languages to see whether C is versatile, accessible, or scalable or not. We will take a features first. So type C is a procedural, but C++ is a object-oriented plus procedural. Java is fully object-oriented. High-level interpreted language is Python. And next is memory management. C and C++ is a manual memory where it can be used, it can be manually managed for the memory, but Java and Python are automatically memory managed. Next features performance. For performance, C is very fast. C++ is fast compared to C++ and any other languages. C is very fast and efficient. Java is slower than C and C++. Python is slower, and syntax complexity, C is medium. If we know the concepts, if we know the program, if we know the syntax, way to use, how to use, C is really easy, and we can anyone can write the syntax and go through the programming part. But C++ is really little complex. Java is verbose, and Python is little simple. Python is a normal uh, programming languages. It has little easier syntaxes and all. Next is platform dependency. C and C++ is a platform dependent, but Java and Python are platform independent. Use cases has been studied in the introduction part. C is used in operating systems and embedded systems. C++ is in Java and GUI systems. C++ in games and GUI systems. Java in web and enterprise apps. Python in AI and data science. In data science and AI, Python is the basic language, and compilation, C and C++ is compiled, Java is compiled to bit codes, and Python is interpreted or compiled to the bit codes. So next we will look into the basic syntax and functions of C programming languages. First and foremost thing is a boilerplate code. It is a common and same code for everything, every code, every syntax. It just basically starts from the include stdio.h. Um, std means standard, io means input output, h means header files. So it includes standard input and output header files into the programming language, and next it will call the main function, which is followed as int main, and within the parentheses we will write the code here, and next we'll return value 0 to returning the value of int, returning the value of int, and next is main function followed by closing the parenthesis. So this is a boiler code. It is same and basic for everything, every code initiative. Next is printf function. It is used to show the output on the screen. If we use printf, it will give the output as what we mentioned within the brackets of printf statement. If we print, if we go through example, if we print f hello world, it will give the output as hello world. This is the function of printf. Next is scanf. In scanf, it is used to take the input from the user. If we give for example, if we take an example, we give as input A, next it is followed by scanf. Here we using a percentage d. This is a format specifier, how the format should be. Percentage d is a format specifier of an integer. As we used int here, integer format specifier is percentage d. And this symbol indicates address or ampersand. It is represent as address or ampersand, which is indicating the address of the value given by the user. The value given by the user is A, right? So it is indicating the address of A. So next is printf. As we studied, it will print the output here. Scanf, it will take the input from the user. That's it. That's a function of scanf here. Next is comments. A comment is a reminder explanation of our code. Code comment is a code that is not executed by the compiler. And programmer uses this annotations or these comments in their code to provide explanations or the reminder about the code functionality, which is very useful for readability and future maintenance by the other programmers, and also the same programmer to memorize and see what and all the things which he used in it. So that's the comment. That's where comment is useful. And we have two types of comments, which is single line comment and multi-line comment. Single line comment is represented as double slash, but multi-line comment is represented as backslash plus star and ended with the star plus backslash. Next, we will go through the data types. Data types here, the data type defines the kind of data that can be stored in a variable, such as integers, floating points, characters, double float, many other complex structures. It dictates how the data is stored, interpreted, and manipulated within the program. So we will go if we go through the data types first. The data type comes as the character type, which is used to represent single octet, or it is used to single octet means 1 bit. It is used to store individual characters in the C programming language. The format specifier for a character in C is a percentage %C. The char variable name is the syntax for it. Char followed by A, B. It specifies the character type. And next is integer type. It stores non-decimal uh, numeric values in an integer type. It is the syntax followed by int variable name, which we studied in an example with the syntax followed by int a in this manner. And the format specifier for this is percentage %d. We studied in the example for scanf. So the same example which I have given here. And next third type is float type. To store decimal numeric, like if in integer as we studied here, it does not store non-decimal values, which means point numbers, point 0, point 1, point 2 numbers it won't store. So to store integer, we will be having another type which is float. Here it stores decimal numerical values like 0.1, point 2, point 3. It will store. Instead of int, we will use float for using decimal numerical values. The format specifier for this is percentage %f. The syntax goes as float b, float followed by variable names, and scanf and printf. Format specifier followed with the address of the uh, variable name. So hence this is float type. So we'll go through the double type next, which is to store a double precision floating point value. We use double here, and the format specifier of the double is percentage LFT, which is commonly known as large float or in that kind. And here double SCH is the syntax, followed by scanf and printf for printing the output. And next type is void. Void type in C represents the absence of a value. If we don't have any function, we will use the void type. It's often used in a function declarations to specify that the function does not return any value. Here, you understood, right? We don't want any value to be returned. Hence, we will use void type, and the syntax follows as void my function with curly braces. And next is escape sequences. And here, escape sequences in C are the combination of characters that begin with a backslash and or represented through characters that cannot be typed directly. And these sequences are interpreted in a special way when used inside string literals and character constants. For example, escape sequences are represented as slash n represents new line, slash t represents tab character. Commonly, it is followed by backslash escape sequences. First, we will start with the alarm or beep. Um, the it For alarm or beep, we will use character has a character backslash a, which produces a beep sound. Um, we will include this backslash a commonly in printf statement where we will get the output. You understood, right? Where output is where we will get output, it's in printf. Here in printf we want beeps out, hence we are including backslash a to get that sound. That's the point here. And next we will go through backslash. For backslash, backspace, uh, we will use character as backslash b for backspace. As I mentioned, we will use any escape sequences in the printf statement. So here in printf statement, we used backslash b for backspace. Hence, it is printing as hello world. We included as hello backslash b, but it removed O from hello and it gave the output as hell world. And next is form feed. It is indicated by slash f. Has same here in the printf statement we included a slash f. It will create a back, but it's not supported everywhere. It is only used in few specific cases. We can break the page and we can continue the text using the form feed, but it is not supported in all the cases. Next is new line. We commonly use this statement in programming where we write many lines of codes when we want number of variables like A, B, C, D, and all. Where we want every alphabet to be in a new line. Hence, we will be using slash n, which represents new line. Here in printf statement, line 1 followed by line 2. Hence, it will print line 1 once, and in next line it will print line 2. That's the use of new line. And in fifth escape sequence, it is carriage return. Return is represented by slash r backslash r. Uh, it is a control character that resets the cursor position. Um, it will change the cursor positions to the beginning of the current line. It doesn't erase any characters like which we studied in backspace. It doesn't clear any characters, but it simply moves to the cursor to the next, to the starting of the line. That's it. Where here we used as hello world, and when we put a, carriage written in it, um, it just moves the cursor back to beginning line with and back to beginning line, and it only prints world overwriting hello. It removes hello, but it doesn't erase here. It will just remove and only print world here, which is displaying as output. That's it. And next is tab. For tab, we will be using slash t, and for the tab space, right? For tab space, we will be using tab, and here it comes backslash. We will be using double slash backslashes for if you want to print a black backslash in an output. Next is single quote. We will use one backslash for printing a single quotation mark, and when we want a question mark, we will be adding backslash question mark. It will hide the question mark in the output. And we will be if we want to represent any value as of any value in an octal number, we will be having octal number escape sequence. We will use this also in printf statements, which is followed by a backslash with 101 octal, like in octal 101 is represented by a, right? So it prints a in the output. And when it comes to hexadecimal, it follows the same. Uh, we will be using slash x 41. Hex means here hexadecimal. Hexadecimal 41 means 41 in hexadecimal means a. So that's point here. And next is null. Null is a character is usually used to terminate a string. So if we use null, it will terminate the string. We will be using character as backslash 0. You can see the example here, char string followed by hello backslash 0 world. It terminates the string value here, which is mentioned here. And next is conditional instructions. Conditional statements are commonly used to specify one condition at a time. We have multiple statements here. Like first is if statement. If statement is if statement is used to follow how to explain, like it it is used to execute one specified condition in a program. And next is if else statements. Like if here we will use, for example, my name is Preksha. Print if it is true. Else print she is not a Preksha. In this type of thing, we can give a if else statement here. And next is if else if statement. Here we will be using if, else if, and else. So if she, if he is good in scoring, if else he is moderate, else he is poor in scoring good marks. We can give these statements in if else statements. If you know the basic syntax, you can easily go through the C programming languages. Next is nested if else. Here we will be having uh, if else condition in if else condition. Like see, this is the main if statement. In that, we will be having another if else statement. In that main if, this is the purpose of nested if else. It is commonly used in many, if we want to execute many complex programs in that case. And next is switch case statements. It allows a variable to be tested to equality against a list of values. As switch expressions, like if we want to switch to particular line of code, we will be using switch case. With if a value consists of this value, we will be using statement 0 is the statement 1 0 in that case, and we will be breaking the statement, and we will be giving other case statement break. Default value is a necessary value, and we will end the statement. This is the if this is the switch case statement. Next is iterative statements. Iterative statements is facilitate programmers to execute any block of code lines repeatedly. If we want any code to repeat again and again, we will be using iterative statements, and it can be controlled as per the conditions added by the programmer. Uh, for example, if we take while loop, it allows the execution of the statements inside the block of the loop until the condition of the loop is succeeded. Like give a value greater than 2. If we give a value greater than 2, it will succeed and it will end the program. If we give 1 or if we give 0, it is not greater than 2, right? So it will be repeatedly going in the loop and always try to execute the program and returns as false. Once we give 3 or 4, it will be greater than 2, hence it will be succeeded while programming and gives the perfect output. That's the while loop. That's the thing in iterative statements. Next is do while. It is an exit control loop. It is very similar to the while loop with one difference. The of the while do while loop is executed at least once, even if the expression is false. Do while means if a condition or expression is false, then also the do while will execute the output at least once. That's the purpose of do while loop. And for loop, it is used to iterate the statements or a part of the program several times. It is a frequently used transfers to the data types like arrays and linked list. The syntax of for loop is followed by int 0, int I is equals to 0, or we can use any variables. Here I used an example as for int I is equals to 0 colon I greater than count colon I plus plus. When the value is increasing, it will come back to I0 and it will count again. Whether the statement is false or true, it will be checking. This is the purpose of for loop. And break statements. Break statements are used inside the loops to terminate the loops. For example, if we don't want a loop to be continued, and so we will be using break. For example, here we used for if and all. After if, we'll be printing the output, and we are breaking the loop here using break statement. When the loop is breaked at I is equal to 5 slash n means new line, it will break the loop. So again, we can continue the program by adding new syntaxes and all, but we can break. If you see the output for this, the above code, we will be getting this one. When the values are reached until 5, it will break, it will 4, it will break the loop at 5. Next is continue statement. Continue keyboard skips the rest of current iteration of the loop and returns to the starting point of the loop. So if we look at an example here, the program is similar used for and if statements. If here we use it continuous statement, right? So here it skips the rest of loop body, and if I is even, otherwise the program will be continuing. If I is even, that it will be skipping. If I is not even, it will continue the program until less than until 10. Next, we'll go through the functions and recursions. Functions are used to divide an extensive program into smaller pieces. It can be called as multiple times to provide user reusability and modularity to the C program. We will define a function through syntax return type function name with the parenthesis data type parameter, and we will call the function using function name parameters, and will return type in functions. The function return statement returns the specified value or data item to the caller. If we do not want to return any value, simply place a void before the function name. As we studied before, void function is used to use it if we don't have any value to be returned. So we are using void statement here. So if you want to return any type, go through return type functioning, otherwise void functioning. Recursion recursion is used when a function calls a copy of it to work on a minor problem, and the function that calls itself is called as a recursive function. If a function is called again and again, it is called as recursive function. Recursion is commonly it calls a copy of itself, as it is calling itself again and again. That's the point here. And we'll be having a pointers. Pointer is a variable that contains address of another variable, and the declaration or syntax for it is followed by data type with variable names, and we can allocate the address of pointing variable to the pointer variable. Through we can study with the example here. We use it as ptr, which means pointer. It is followed by data type variable name. We can see it here and here. Next is arrays. It's a main important topic. Arrays plays a major role in C programming. An array is a collection of data items of a same type. The syntax is data type followed by array name or array size. Um, this is data type with array. Array name can be anything, but we commonly prefer ARR with the array size. If it is 10, it will give the 10 size of array, 10 values of array. And next is string. String is one-dimensional character array terminated by a null character. Null character, as we mentioned, we studied, it is \0, and the syntax for it is followed by char string name size. We are having three functions in the string. One is gets function, which allows a you or a programmer to enter multiple word string. Puts function is used to show string output, and fget string, the function is considered unsafe. When get function is considered as unsafe, it is better to use if get statement because it is complex and it holds the value very significantly. And these are the three functions in the string. You can go through the syntax and the example program here. And we have other functions, string functions, which is really useful in the programming. One is string length function. It is used to calculate this length of the string. If you want to know the string length, how many alphabets in a word, in that type of things. String copy. It is used to copy the content from the second string into the first string passed in. Like the source will be copying the content from the destination. It is a function of the string copy. Next is string concatenation. It used to concatenate two strings from first string and second strings. String compare, it compares the two strings whether it is, like for example, if we take an example of greater or lesser or equal, will compare the numbers, or it will compare the variables, it will compare the string values to go through it. String lower function. It is used to convert characters of the string into lowercase. If we give a name or if we give any place in a uppercase, we will use string lower to convert those characters into the lowercase. String upper, the opposite to the lowercase, and string reverse. It will just reverse the whole string characters into like starting to the first. That's it. Next is structures. Structure is a collection of variables of different types under a single name. Defining structure means creating a new data type. Structure is used in a program as struct. Here we can see a basic syntax of it. Next is typedef keyboard. Typedef function allows user to provide alternative names for the primitive and user-defined data types. It is used commonly for like if you want a specified function to be called user-defined data types and all, we will be going through def keyboard or typedef function. Next is file handling. It is a method of handling files, input and output in the C programming to read, write, and append things. Here we are having four basic terminologies in the file handling, which is file pointer, opening a file, Opening a file means it is used to open a file in C, and fscanf function, it is used to read the content of the file, and fprintf, it is used to write the content into the file. We can go through the syntaxes which I given here, and we have another three, which is fgetC function, which reads the character from the file up opened in read mode and returns EOF on reaching the end of the file. fputC function, it reads the character to the file opened in a read mode. Closing a function, it, as we have opening a function, we will be having closing a function, right? So it closes the function here. And this is main important, like memory is the important character, right? So dynamic memory allocation, this is a set of functions for dynamic memory allocation for a heap. These methods are used to use a dynamic memory, which makes our C programs more efficient and versatile. And we have few functions, which is malloc function, which stands for memory allocation, and it reserves a block of memory with a given amount of bits. I gave a syntax here. We should specify the cast type, which is common a data type, printer followed by data type followed by memory allocation with the size of the characters in it. That's what the malloc function does. And call log function, it stands for the concatenation allocation. It reserves n blocks of memory with the given amount of bits, the same as malloc function, memory allocation function. And next is free function, it is used to free the allocated memory. Free pointer is the syntax for it. It is used to allocate free memory, like a memory is freed from the characters in that case. Next is realloc function. If the allocated memory is insufficient, not useful, then we can use the size of previously allocated memory using this function for efficient use purposes. So this is the syntax for it. Next is the importance. As we discussed in a introduction part, C is a main and very useful programming languages for operating systems, embedded systems, and all. When we come to the importance, C language holds a foundational place. It is a um, major and first introduced language in the field of programming and computer science. It is a general purpose procedural programming language that provides low level memory access and efficient performance. C is widely used in system programming, including operating systems, embedded systems, hardware drivers. It has a simple syntax. As we studied the all the syntax, it comes to escape sequence, data types, functions, recursions, string, array, all are base, all includes basic syntax. If we know them, if we know how to use, if we know where to use, C is a very easy language to learn, and it is portable, and speed makes it ideal for developing high performance application. Speed is very efficient application of the C programming language here. And many modern languages like C++, Python have their roots in C, like C++, Java, Python. These are evolved from the C. So C is a mother of all programming languages, making it as a crucial stepping stone for learning advanced programming language concepts. C is a basic. You should go through it. You should learn with it. That's my point. You should learn. And we are in the final phase of C. It's a conclusion. C language continues to be a powerful and essential tool for programmers due to its speed, efficiency, and control over the system's resources. It bridges the gap between hardware and software, providing a strong foundation for understanding how computer works. Learning C enhances problem solving skills, prepares learners for mastering other programming languages because C is the basic and easy to, making it indispensable in both academic and professional software development. As I mentioned, it has wide range of applications in the software industry. Um, I referred this textbook, C Programming Absolute Beginner's Guidance, because I'm a beginner too. I'm learning from it, and I'm going through website called Code with Harry. Is chat sheet has many useful content where we can understand all the syntaxes and all, which is mentioned detailedly. And thank you for the patience and thank you for this learning experience. I think you learned a lot from it. Um, and if you have any doubts, please let me know. I will try to clear it. If I don't know, I'll go through it and I will come back with a solution. Thank you for so much for listening. We will meet again. Thank you.